Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
President Trump kicking off his address to Congress with a simple declaration.
America is back.
Celebrating his political comeback.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back.
And reflecting on his first 6 weeks in office.
It has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action.
Near the beginning of the speech, the president interrupted by Texas Democrat Al Green, repeatedly shouting, "You don't have a mandate." Then removed by the House Speaker. On the same day he announced tariffs against U.S. allies Canada and Mexico, the president said little about his campaign promises to lower prices, acknowledging his tariffs may cause temporary economic pain.
There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much.
Just days after a heated encounter in the Oval Office with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky that led to a freeze on U.S. aid to Ukraine. The president quoting from a letter he received from Zelensky, saying Ukraine is ready for peace talks with Russia.
Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians.
The president repeating his desire to take control of the Danish territory of Greenland, despite Denmark repeatedly rejecting his overtures.
And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
President Trump also leaning heavily into culture war issues, attacking transgender rights and DEI programs.
And our country will be woke no longer.
And President Trump emphasized the unprecedented role the world's richest man, Elon Musk, and his Department of Government Efficiency have taken in slashing the federal workforce.
Doge, perhaps you've heard of it, which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin delivering the Democratic response, attacking Musk and his team.
Is there anyone in America who is comfortable with him and his gang of 20-year-olds using their own computer servers to poke through your tax returns, your health information, and your bank accounts?
Among the night's most poignant moments, the president paying tribute to the family of Laken Riley, a nursing student killed by an undocumented immigrant in 2024, and honoring 13-year-old brain cancer survivor DJ Daniel.
I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
The president ending on a positive note in front of a divided chamber with very different views on his first several weeks.
The golden age of America has only just begun.
One of the best moments of the night, that moment with DJ Daniel, as you saw there. The president last night making a series of false and exaggerated claims as well, insisting, among other things, that Doge has found hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud, which is a crime, but he's provided no evidence. And even Elon Musk's team is not claiming it's found anywhere near $100 billion worth. The president is not taking his message on the road. Instead, Vice President Vance is going to tout the administration's success cracking down on illegal immigration, traveling to the border today. The president, Savannah, will stay put here at the White House.
All right, Peter, thank you. I want to turn now to NBC senior Washington correspondent Hallie Jackson and Kristen Welker, moderator of Meet the Press. Good morning, late night, early morning. Okay, let's just start like 30,000 feet, Kristen, and the tone. This was a very bold, very confident President Trump.
Absolutely. He was defiant. This at times felt a lot like a campaign speech. He reiterated, revived some of his old grievances, took aim at Democrats and his political rivals. And I thought it was notable. He spent the first 20 minutes really leaning into the culture wars. That's one of the reasons, I think, why he was able to energize his base so effectively during the campaign. He did, as Peter said, make some news on tariffs and on Ukraine. I think the big question is, though, moving forward, what does all of this mean for the biggest issue for voters, the economy? More voters, the majority of voters, in fact, say they want him to do more to bring down prices. And in my interview with him several months ago, he said he is going to bring down prices. Prices have not yet come down. So I think that's going to be in focus. I have to tell you that moment with Al Green, one Democrat said no one looked good last night.
Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. I do want to talk about some of the policy. The economy is really interesting because this tariffs gamble, we talked about it yesterday. It is a huge gamble that he's taking, that his trade war is going to work when most economists say the prices are going to go up. And he acknowledged it. He goes, there will be some pain, but it won't be much.
But if you were looking for President Trump, if you're somebody who's looking at the potential for prices to go up because of tariffs, and we're looking for some thought of compromise from President Trump last night, you sure did not get it. He was insistent, at least last night, that he is not going to back away from this tariff pledge, which, by the way, he said he would do on the campaign trail. He is following through now in office. It's not just experts who suggest that prices will go up. It's also these corporations that are saying we simply cannot absorb these costs. Now, here's what's interesting. His own Commerce Secretary, just hours before this speech, suggested that maybe there would be some kind of a deal, not a pause, but vaguely some kind of a deal. He said it again last night afterwards, by the way.
It seems like a disconnect because President Trump is full speed ahead with the tariffs.
This is going to be potentially long-term. He also suggested car companies like it. They do not like it because of what it could mean for consumers that are going to have to potentially pay more for their new cars, Savannah.
Let's talk about the Democrats now because, look, they're in the wilderness. And when you talk about a confident President Trump, Democrats seem all over the place in terms of, and it was sort of emblematic right there in the hall. Some sat quietly on their hands, didn't clap. That's tradition. Others holding signs, and one member ejected. And this is, by the way, Hakeem Jeffries, the Speaker of the House, had told Democrats, no antics, just listen and get through it.
Absolutely. And I think the optics, all of the disparate optics, which you just pointed out, are to some extent emblematic of the big debate going on in the Democratic Party. Senator Alyssa Slotkin tried to get to it. She tried to talk about the economy. She said to Americans, are you comfortable with Elon Musk being in all of your personal data? We'll have to see if that connects with voters.
And to that point, Elon Musk is less popular than President Trump right now. The public is souring on him more quickly than they are Donald Trump. His approval rating is still in the mid-40s.
That's one thing where Democrats seem to feel they have an upper hand by saying, OK, well, everybody wants to see a more efficient federal government, but not be sloppy about
it. Not like this.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will continue to follow it. Hallie and Kristen, good to be with you.
Thank you. You too.
Craig, we'll send it over to you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.